school football, celebrating the Davies class of 2025. And now we ask at this time you turn your attention to the tunnel at the north end of the field as we recognize and congratulate our 21 senior athletes and managers. Davies High School is proud to have senior student athletes and managers who represent the Davies community through hard work both on and off the field. Now let's meet our seniors. First, our senior managers, Janai Bauer. Janai is escorted by her parents, Wendy Bauer and Eugene Bauer. Janai's future plans to attend college and eventually law school. Colleen Govergo, she's escorted by her parents, Adeline Manuel and Michael Manuel. Colleen's future plans is to wrestle in college and major in pre-med. Kaylee Norma, she's escorted by her parents, Lakai and Andy and W. Norma. Kaylee's future plans are to run track in college and major in psychology. Jake Peters. Jake is escorted by his parents, Scott and Kristen Peters. Jake's future plans is to work at NDSU Athletics. Colliston Sen. Colliston is escorted by his parents, Dan and Lee Sen. Colliston's future plans are to attend college. Now for our senior football players. Number 4, Stephen Rivera. He is escorted by his father, Jesus Rivera. Stephen's future plans are to serve in the U.S. Marine Corps. Number 5, Liam Wicklow. He's escorted by his parents, Jennifer Wicklow and Terry Wicklow. Liam's future plans are to attend college. Number 18, Titus Dolo. He's escorted by his parents, Cephas and Muso Dolo. Titus' future plans are to attend college. Number 19, Holden Whitty. He's escorted by his parents, Scott and Tennille Whitty. Holden's future plans are undecided. Number 20, Levi Nordstrom. He is escorted by his parents, Brad and Angie Nordstrom. Levi's future plans are to attend NDSU and major in journalism. Number 22, Carter DeWald. He is escorted by his parents, Mike and Jody DeWald. Carter's future plans are to attend NDSU. Number 25, Evan Peterson. He is escorted by his parents, Julia and Cameron Peterson. Evan's future plans are to attend college and major in business. Number 27, Elijah Steinhaus. He is escorted by his parents, Terry and Melissa Steinhaus. Elijah's future plans are to travel to England. Number 28, Reed Vining. He is escorted by his mom, April Linen Vining. Reed's future plans are undecided. Number 56, Aiden Kisser. He is escorted by his parents, Angie and TJ Nogasek and Mike Kisser. Aiden's future plans are to attend college for genealogy. Number 62, Trey Steckler. He is escorted by his parents, Shane and Sarah Steckler. Trey's future plans are to be an electrician. Number 69, Jackson Burney. He is escorted by his parents, Julie and James Burney. Jackson's future plans are to be an auto or diesel mechanic. Number 72, Riley Lang. He's escorted by his parents, Mark and Jen Lang and Nick and Kelly Tweeten. Riley's future plans are to attend college and play football. Number 89, Gunnar Majerus. He is escorted by his parents, Dana and Jeremy Majerus. Gunnar's future plans are to attend college and possibly play football. Number 8, Jackson Sturma. He is escorted by his parents, Tracy and Derek Lee and Chris Sturma. Jackson's future plans are to attend the University of Minnesota and major in finance. Number 7, Malachi Wermeyer. He is escorted by his parents, Wayne and Amy Wermeyer. Malachi's future plans are to attend college to major in finance and play football. Congratulations and thank you, seniors, for all you've given to Davies High School's football program. We've enjoyed watching you play and represent Eagles throughout the years at Davies, and we wish you success in your future endeavors. We also would like to thank the parents, family, and friends who have supported these athletes and students through their years at Davies High School. Please give another round of applause for our graduating seniors.
Hello, folks, and welcome to Davies Live Network. It is John Moser, your color commentator.
And I am Levi Nordstrom, your play-by-play commentator.
And it is a chilly game here, folks, in good old North Dakota, coming at you at about around 30 degrees.
Whew. So, folks, we got a huge game today, all right? Davies versus Shanley, the big roundabout rumble, of course, they call it.
Yes, the roundabout rumble.
John at the broadcast posted up.
Heck yeah. Got to make sure we're sounding good, and we sound good. But, Levi, the Deacons. This is a game we've been looking forward to since the beginning of the season. It always is a big one. You know, we always go for our keys to the game before it starts. What are going to be the keys for Shanley to take this game on their side?
Well, I'd say Shanley overall as a team kind of struggling this year compared to other years. All right, their O-line as a whole is a little bit weaker than we've seen in years past. However, they do have wide receivers that can create separation. They have speed, and they're actually solid blockers. So I think that's going to be important for screens and various bubbles, outside runs, getting away from that center of the O-line, because I believe that is their weakest point on their team right now.
Mm-hmm.
However, they rotate two quarterbacks. All right, so they kind of like to mix it up, keep it fresh, keep the defense on their toes, to help avoid some issues with that offensive line in the pass rush.
Yep.
So they have two quarterbacks. Number 10, got to pull up the notes here. Jax Mattern, the junior quarterback. And number 0, Carson Busick, the senior quarterback. He is more of a runner. Mattern is the passing quarterback. Doesn't have a strong arm, but he is definitely more accurate of the two.
Well, you want to know what, Levi? I like the spread that the Deacons have. They really have a lot of players that play a lot of positions, and that is something that I can really just look at and say that's talent right there. When you're able to play really well on defense and offense, that goes to show some. That's one of the big main factors of Malachi and why he's such a threat is he leads Davies' defense, but he also leads him on offense. So he's very much a dual threat, which is surprising because you think he'd be gassed after running as much as he does, but goes out there and makes plays on defense.
And that is the Davies practice, all right? You know, they're hard at practice, do a lot of conditioning to make sure that they are ready to roll, ready to play on Friday nights, Thursday night, if it's last week, you know, the unique situation.
Yeah, kind of a unique game, too, as well. We'll kind of touch on it while the game's going, really, because it's really going to affect how Davies is going to come into this game after that kind of wishy-washy defeat, being beaten by just 3 points, a field goal in the last game.
I think this is a big game for Davies to rebound, rewind, and get back in full motion, get back on track just before the playoffs, because they're around the corner next week.
Yep, playoffs are coming up, and we might be able to stream one of them, is what it sounds like at this point, so that would be fun. But most importantly, as you can see, jerseys on this guy. Senior night for him.
Yep. Senior night, very anticlimactic night for me because, you know, I'm obviously not playing, but did get announced. You know, pretty cool. But going to be fun for the seniors out there on the field. You know, it's their last true home regular season game.
Yep.
Obviously, got the game next week. However, you got to win this one to guarantee that you're going to have a home game in the quarterfinals, and obviously you want that.
Yeah, exactly. Davies did kind of upset the fact that they didn't get the number 1 seed. You know, it's unfortunate, but you can't win them all. I mean, it's hard to go 9-0.
Yeah, but this is a good opportunity for Davies to figure out who they are as a team and rebound. Maybe that's a little bit of a reality check. They're not always going to be better. They can't have a bad week of practice and expect to win. All right?
Yeah, that was a pretty horrible week of practice from what it sounds like.
But they rebounded this week, and here they are. John, we'll get to you guys after this introduction.
Yep. Coming up next will be the national anthem along with player introductions, and then we will begin kickoff at 7 o'clock, folks. The Friday night lights are on, and get ready and get your snacks.
sophomore number 66, Brock Carlsquist. Defensive tackle, junior number 75, Gavin Viam. Defensive end, senior number 56, Holden Deutsch. Outside linebacker, senior number 28, Gabe Dan Duran. Inside linebacker, sophomore number 39, Corbin Youngmark. Inside linebacker, senior number 52, Max Sorensen. Outside linebacker, junior number 9, Landon Mitchell. Cornerback, sophomore number 1, Kai Zabel. Free safety, a senior number 46, Jack Dietz. And a cornerback, a senior number 6, David Holcraft. Head coach Troy Mattern, assisted by Anthony Carlquist, Todd Molden, Josh Kading, Luke Rusted, Wayne Sargent, Patrick Thiel, Jordan Vagnus, Stephen Weber, Chris Ehlers, Colton Pierce, Jamie Heinen, Isaac Eminem, Drew Farman, Peyton Hansel, and Jake Kava. And now, let's meet your offensive team for the Davies Eagles. Number 25, Evan Peterson. Tackle number 72, Riley Lang. Guard number 89, Gunnar Majerus. Center number 62, Trey Steckler. Senior guard number 56, Aiden Kisser. Senior tackle number 19, Holden Whitty. Tight end number 18, Titus Dolo. Quarterback number 8, Jackson Sturma. Running back number 28, Reed Vining. Running back number 5, William Wicklow. Senior running back number 22, Carter DeWald. Number 20. Senior number 4, Steven Rivera. Senior fullback number 7, Malachi Wermeyer. Assisted by Eric Peterson, TJ Ash, Brad Heidelbach, Gail Collins, Tony Fugelberg, Tyler Miller, Justin Wanzek, Phil Campbell, Chris Brisnell, Kyle Christopherson, and Rob Jacobson.
Shanley won the toss, elected to defer. This is probably the best situation for Davies, honestly, in my opinion. Known for that smash mouth football and that tight T offense, it's always solid to establish their game first, in my opinion, John.
Yeah, no, Davies has been kind of basically on a streak when it comes to starting off their games. Basically, almost every game starting off with a touchdown in their first drive. So this is exactly what we want to see. Davies is very good when they get their momentum.
Wouldn't be shocked here if potentially we see an onside kick or something of that nature. Definitely a trick play up in the air here soon is my prediction for Shanley.
Looks like they are tossing away the tee. They want to just kick this thing.
Kick it with force as it is laying on the ground. Potentially an onside kick then, folks. Keep that in mind. A little bit of a pooch kick. Returned by Kane Mathiasen. The dangerous return. He finds a hole. going all the way past the 40. Very solid return for Kane Mathiasen, the junior receiver.
Yeah, Kane Mathiasen has been definitely one of the most solid pass returners for Davies. Kick return. Jeez.
Now Davies to take over at the 43-yard line. Keep in mind, you see the quarterback trotting out in the field. That is Jackson Sturma instead of Xavier Muse making a change.
Makes sense because, like I said, compared to last week, Muse definitely struggling with about 4 fumbles on the ground.
The senior quarterback getting the chance on senior night. Tight T offense. Handoff to Malachi Warmeyer. The senior is gone! He is all the way. The 2010 touchdown went away to start the game, folks.
You know, it's just something you expect out of Malachi. I mean, he just is explosive. When he finds the hole, he just goes. And as you can see, he was gone. He was so gone that even our cameraman couldn't catch up.
Jeez. Talk about freaky fast.
Jimmy Jones?
Yeah, Jimmy Jones. Already a touchdown for the superstar running back Malachi Warmeyer on senior night. Very fitting.
16 seconds, that's all he needs to get it in.
Of course, Colby Nelson, the superstar kicker, makes the extra point. So, John, after that long drive of one play,
long drive
of one play, what are your thoughts to start the game? Very electric already.
You want to know what? It's exactly what Davies has been doing all year, and it still surprises me that there's not a way to stop it. The misdirection that the power T has on these defenses is just should be studied.
So, folks, you know, tight T offense used for draining the clock. Typically you see the clock draining. Well, that took 16 seconds off. One play, 57-yard touchdown to start the game. Davies looking to bounce back with fierce force, folks.
Yeah, Davies did not take that loss very lightly. I know that the players definitely struggled mentally with it. A lot of them did call out. You know, it's just something you hate to see.
Colby Nelson on for the boot. It is underway. A little bit of a chip shot. 10 yards, and it actually stays in bounds. That's going to be 13. Justin Ajayo to return, I believe. Couldn't quite tell. Got all the way up to just past the 20-yard line. That's where Shanley's offense will start. Like I said in the pregame show, Shanley, a little bit of a weaker O-line compared to past years. Wide receivers are solid, though. So if you get the ball out to your playmakers, we could see some big-time plays.
Yeah, you know, if you're looking at this as the Davies defense, you kind of expect to pass right away. That is definitely what they're known for.
They also are known for hurry-up offense, so keep that in mind as you're watching this football game. It's going to be Landon Mitchell in motion. Handoff up for Mitchell. The middle, tripped up, gain of about 5 yards for the junior running back.
Yeah, that's one thing when I was looking over the Deacons stats is that they definitely have a very well spread, and just like you're saying, they are rushing here, folks.
2nd and 5 for Shanley, looking to pass. Going deep for number 1, but Chris Keppa is there. Intended for Kai Zabel, the sophomore wide receiver. Definitely their best weapon, but Chris Keppa is there to make the play, folks.
Yeah, if you're Keppa, though, you definitely want to be hauling that in for the interception. I mean, he basically almost had full contact with the ball there. That's just something you have to practice a little bit more, being able to get that. That would have been a already very easy flip for the Davies.
3rd and 6 for the Deacons. Mattern looking to throw, hesitating, throws it over the head of his weapon, number 6, David Holcraft, the captain, and Shanley is looking to potentially punt here. No, keeping their offense out on the field.
Bold choice to do, especially deep in their own territory.
Personally, it looks like it's going to be a punt. They are punting with their quarterback. Matt Castle style, some may say, if you guys remember that when he was a Patriot quarterback. All right. Davies starting at the 42-yard line again. I wonder if Shanley's getting flashbacks of the last drive.
You know, I would definitely be weary of what happened last time, but, you know, you can only be so explosive. Again, I think they're going to switch up their coverage here. They're probably going to do kind of what we saw with some success early in, like, Williston's game, bring more people to the line, and don't drop back as much.
Speaking of bringing people to the line, oh my gosh, there is a plethora of Deacons on the line of scrimmage. Handoff, Xavier moves to throw, got a guy, Gunnar Majerus overthrows him just over the fingertips of Gunnar Majerus. One-man route right there. Only weapon that was going out for a route was Gunnar Majerus, wide open.
And, you know,
Missed him.
I love Meyer's decision on that play. With Gunnar Majerus actually is leading Davies in receiving yards, so he's actually, funny enough, may not be classified as a wide receiver or tight end, but he definitely puts up some numbers in that position.
He is the leading receiver for the Eagles. Is Gunnar Majerus. Tight T offense once again, 2nd and 10. Muse under center. Handoff up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. Oh my gosh, he's breaking free almost again. Gain of about 9 yards. That hole was very impressive by the Eagles' stout offensive line.
That's one thing, too. You know, we give a lot of credit to Malachi Warmeyer for his power running, but, too, as well, you have to give a credit to the O-line, which is making these holes for him to run through.
I mean, without the offensive line, he wouldn't have those yards. So very impressive job by the young offensive line.
Yeah, very young for the Eagles.
3rd and 1 and about half right there for the Eagles. Handoff to Carter DeWald up the middle, pushing the pile, getting a first down past the 45. Nope, looks like he's just at the 45-yard line. Regardless, it's a first down for the Eagles. Move those chains. Clock is ticking, folks. This is now looking more like the power T offense or tight T offense. Got to be correct there.
Got to be specific with what you're saying.
After this drive, we'll get into the keys of the game in order for each team to come out with a victory. Under center, handoff for Malachi Warmeyer, breaking free again. One man to beat, and he just gets tackled up by 39 Corbin Youngmark.
It always impresses me every time I look at these plays. I'm always like, where's the runner at?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's exactly what the defense is like down there, too. But some of the keys to the game, as you were saying, Levi, you know, for Shanley, you're kind of wanting to force Davies to throw because they're not have great success in that area at all. Trick plays, deep shots down the sideline is kind of what you want to be doing, too, as well. And you want to, obviously, win the turnover battle. That's something Davies struggled with last game. If they can continue that, could weigh a win for the Deacons.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Tight T formation, Muse under center, handing off to Malachi Warmeyer. He is stuffed after a gain of 2 yards. Now getting to Davies for their keys to the game. Ball security, of course, is the main concern. 8 footballs on the ground last game against Cheyenne. Take away the big plays. We have seen Davies' defense struggle in the past with big plays. Last game against Cheyenne, a 50-plus yard pass, and a gang tackle, run to the football. And make sure you limit those big gains. Option right, Muse keeps the ball. Gain of about 5 to 6 yards for Xavier Muse, the number 2 quarterback.
Yeah, see, that's something that I always think is funny. When you think of a quarterback, you definitely always think of passing, but Muse actually has honestly more impressive running stats than he does passing. He has about 200 yards on the ground with a total of about 7.7 yards per carry.
3rd and 2 for the Eagles in the red zone. Handoff up the middle, Malachi Warmeyer, patient running, just short on that trap play up the middle. Oh, they are signaling the first down. Davies moving the chains in the maximum performance and fitness red zone, folks.
Yeah, this is exactly what Davies is known for here, Levi. Just that constant movement, getting these little chunk plays. You know, they have a breakout every once in a while like that, but this is exactly what Power T is about. Just going at it. If you're watching from home, guys, expect this to be ran basically all night.
Tight T formation. Muse throwing. Has a man open. Will he get him this time? Overthrown again.
And Gunnar Majerus again, actually.
I think from what I'm seeing there, Majerus might have slowed down a little bit on that route. Looks like he's down on the ground. Maybe something happened there on that route.
Well, you saw that flop there. That definitely looks like it probably took the wind out of him. Probably nothing too serious, but definitely going to take a second to get that breath back after that.
We'll get back to you to see if Gunnar Majerus gets back out on the field eventually here. We'll notify you guys as soon as we figure that out.
Yep, official timeout brought to you by Maximum Performance Fitness. All right, guys, and we are right back into it. Gunnar off the field, walked off just fine. He'll probably be back in just a couple plays. But, Levi, what do you think we're doing here?
2nd and 10. Jackson Sturman now under center, replacing Muse after the errant throw. Handoff up the middle for Colin Williams on a power to the right. Not much doing. Stopped after a gain of about a yard. 3rd and 9 now.
It's kind of reminding me back to earlier in the year where we were shifting quarterbacks almost every other play. Kind of reminds me of that. You know, Muse coming off a very tough game, you know, as Coach Weiermeyer, you're kind of looking at him and you're wondering if that's the right choice.
In this moment. Of course, Muse likely going to start next year. However, in this moment, we got to put our best player out there to give us the best chance to win. And Malachi Warmeyer up the middle, following his blockers, gains about 6 to 7 yards, going to be a yard short of that first down marker.
Yeah, Muse definitely a mobile quarterback. He just not the right fit for this kind of offense. He's more scramble out of the pocket, try to find a good pass, not just handoff simulator like how it is.
4th and 1 for the Eagles, keeping their offense onto the field. John, what do you do here?
Run.
Okay. It's got to be to Malachi Warmeyer. Put the ball.
Oh, and we got to jump.
Whoa. Hopping like bunnies over there. Wonder who jumped first. Offsides, Davies getting the first down. Great job staying disciplined on offense, not false starting there.
Yeah, and that will be our first penalty of the game against the Deacons. Davies still clean so far. 1st and goal now, folks.
Handoff. Oh, ball's on the ground. Not again, getting flashbacks from last week. Looks like Sturma got back on top of it. I'm not exactly sure what happened there.
Yeah, if you guys were around and looked at the last game against Cheyenne, it seemed always in these red zone situations that Davies just struggled to get it in.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that Davies essentially had that game handed to them. Defense is playing stout, allowing 3 points, even though the turnover battle was 4-0. However, just could not get the job done. Jackson Sturma handing it off to Malachi Warmeyer, following his blocks into the end zone. Touchdown, Davies. Great job finishing the drive, going up by 2 scores, John.
Yeah, and that now brings Malachi up to 23 touchdowns so far this season. I just have to say, that is impressive no matter what you talk about. Not only 90 games, 23 touchdowns. Colby Nelson, stout kicker, coming out here for this kick. I can already sense it. It's
Justin
good.
Tucker. Extra point is up and good. Davies 14, Shanley 0 in this first quarter, 5:28 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Colby Nelson back to kick.
All right, folks. Back to receive is, I can't quite tell. A JO. Doesn't matter because Colby Nelson booted it out of the end zone.
Yeah, speaking of a JO, he's actually one of what I would say honorable mention wide receivers that I have here. Him and Hallcraft have about combined 490 yards, 3 touchdowns, and about 9 yards per reception combined. Not as quite as good as the top receivers, but those are definitely ones to look out for if you are Davies.
Handoff up the middle. It's for Young Mark. Gain of about 3. Jackson Mattern, the quarterback. Keep in mind, number 0, Carson Busick, does rotate at quarterback. More of a running threat. Expect that later in the game. Pass 2.
Deflected.
Pass to Busick, but it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Busick, I would say, is probably, when I was looking at stats, probably one of the most impressive players on the Deacons. He plays so many positions, like you said. Not only is he, I would say, their lead running back when it comes to total yardage, he also flexes to QB and others.
Mattern to throw, has a man, that's number 6, Hallcraft. Free all the way to the 46-yard line. Great job by Mattern to find the open receiver on that 3rd down.
One thing I will say, Mattern definitely has an arm on him, Levi. His long for the season is a wild 89 yards.
89-yard pass. I don't necessarily think he has the strongest arm in the world, per se. I think he's more of your accurate quarterback. Handoff up the middle for Young Mark. Breaking 1 tackle. Never mind. He got stopped by that one player. He chased him down. Gain of still about 7 yards.
Yeah, no, accuracy, like you said, is definitely, again, one of his strong suits. About a 58% completion percentage, which for a high school quarterback is pretty dang good.
2nd and 3 for the Deacons. Now in Eagle territory for the first time this game. Mattern in shotgun formation. Young Mark next to him. Handoff up the middle for him. Stopped after a gain of maybe a yard. 3rd and 2 for the Deacons.
Yeah, no, I think, Shanley, you're doing very good so far at moving that ball. You want to continue doing that. I like their mix that they're doing, mixing it up with pass and run. That's exactly what you want to see.
I think since you're past the 50-yard line, this is the time to take a deep shot down the field. Handoff in the middle for Young Mark. Stopped, short, gain of nothing. Tackled at the line of scrimmage by Wilmot Matadi and company. 4th and 2 for Shanley Deacons.
Man, Wilmot, if you see that man coming to you, you have to be scared. I mean, you look down at him, and he is jacked. Like, you can tell he hits the weight room.
4th and 2.
Almost got a jump there.
Yeah, there was a little bit of, hipping and hopping.
Like a frog.
Can't snap the ball in time. Timeout for Shanley. John, what do you think they do here on 4th down?
4th down in this position, I think the reason why they're probably taking a timeout is they're going to think about it here. I would say if you want to play aggressive, what I would do is I'd probably try to run like a short screen on the outside. Try to get just enough leverage so that way you can get around and get that 1st down. Nothing too crazy. I don't say you want to go for a deep shot or anything like that. 2 as well. Definitely probably not a run play just because those last 2 run plays definitely haven't been going where you want them. But you also might punt it if you want to play it safe. It just depends.
I think you almost have to go for it here. 14-0, 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Yeah, you have plenty of time. However, Davies has all of the momentum in the game. Momentum is everything here.
Yeah, both Davies' drives have been a result of a touchdown.
Jax Mattern back at quarterback. Handing the ball off the middle for Youngberg, and he gets there. 1st down for the Deacons. Bold play call, in my opinion, after handing the ball off a couple times in a row there. They do it again.
And 2 times for no gain, but they were able to find that hole and finally get enough yardage to get them that first down.
I think here you go to Kai Zabel, your top threat at receiver, number 1 at the bottom of your screen. In my opinion, you got to give him the ball. Throwing, that's going to be number 21, Jake Kraft, all the way up, first down, the 32-yard line. This Deacon offense is rumbling, folks.
Yeah, that's one thing that I would say looking at other games from the Deacons is that they definitely do get a solid amount of points off, just sadly not enough to win them a couple. Their record not the best so far this year, but they normally have been a top contender in this league.
1st and 10 for the Deacons. Shotgun formation. Throwing once again, batted down. No, just incomplete, folks. I think it was batted down.
Yeah, kind of hard to see from this angle up here, but I think it was just batted down.
2nd and 10 for the Deacons here. Looks like Landon Mitchell, number 9, is in the backfield replacing Youngmark right now. Kai Zabel, Carson Busick to the bottom of your screen, running a bubble. It's going to be handoff to Mitchell up the middle, driving his legs forward for a gain of 3 to 4. Solid gain, making it a little bit more manageable on 3rd down, John.
Yeah, between Youngmark and Mitchell, I would say, besides Busick, of course, kind of combined to make the rest of the Deacons' running core have most of the yardage on that, with about 370 yards and 4 touchdowns combined between the two.
3rd and 7 here. I'm expecting a pass, roll out right. Mattern throwing an out route just out of the reach of Holcraft there. 4th down now, almost forced to go for it in this area of the field.
Yeah, that was kind of a bold pass to begin with. His receiver was pretty much already stopped there on the sideline, and the defender was like right over his shoulder.
4th and 7 here. Shanley looking to keep their drive alive. Mattern rolling out. Looking to throw. No, he's going to keep it and run. Gets all the way to the 1st down for the Deacons. Smart heads-up play. You know what? Mattern not known for running the football, but recognizes a lane, gets the 1st down, and stays alive this drive.
Yeah, when you're a quarterback, you know, it's always hard to decide if you're going to commit to the pass or run, but that's a good read from Mattern right there, seeing that all of his receivers were busy and making the yardage for the 1st down.
1st and 10, just a hair shy of the red zone. Shotgun formation for Mattern. Mitchell in motion. Handoff to Mitchell. Cutting up the middle. Looks like he gets about 1 yard on that run there.
And see, that's exactly what we're talking about with Wermeyer playing that dual threat. He was the one on that tackle.
2nd and 9 for the Deacons. Long-lasting drive for Shanley, finally establishing their offense here in the 1st quarter. Handoff up the middle once again for Mitchell. Jason Hunter slows him down. Gain of about 2, I believe, there. It's now 3rd down.
Yeah, something, too, as well, I do want to note that we haven't seen too much so far this game is the fact that Mitchell and Youngmark like to do short pass routes.
Looks like there is a man down. Can't tell if that was G. Kraft or was it Hallcraft?
He looks like he's doing just fine, shimmying off the field there. Probably just got the wind knocked out of him, too.
So, John, what do you think Shanley's going to do here to get that ball in the end zone?
You know, I just don't think these run plays are working, especially the last couple, resulting in pretty much little to no yardage there. I would probably say what you want to do is you want to try to mix it up with, again, I would say like a kind of middle of the field pass I think would probably be the best for him, have some opening to maybe bring it into the end zone.
3rd and 7 for Shanley. Man in motion is Hallcraft. Looking to throw. There's a flag. Hallcraft catches the ball, but he is way back. Oh my gosh. Loss of about 5 yards there on that screen pass. There is a flag. Looks like a legal shift for the Deacons. Probably going to be declined here. It's going to be a loss of 5 yards. Now Shanley staring at, what is it, a fourth down and 13, John.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. And see, this is exactly where it's nice for Davies to have someone like Colby Nelson who could honestly do a field goal at this range. But it looks like Deacons don't quite have that kicking ability.
Mattern looking to throw, and it is just behind the intended receiver. Turnover on downs for the for the Deacons.
Yeah, that intended receiver was number 6, David Hallcraft. But now it is Eagles time, and it is time, folks, to run. Shocker.
Time to run the ball. Xavier Muse coming back out in the field. What is going on?
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting game. It seems like they've been switching about every drive.
Sometimes in the middle of the drive. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Tight T formation. Play action. Muse to throw once again. Has him completed. Holden Whitty all the way to the 50-yard line. Gain of 25.
Now, don't quote me, but I think that is the first pass for Holden so far this season. And a great gain to come along with that.
Great play call by Coach Warmeyer. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line, 49-yard line on Shanley's side. Handoff up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer, going all the way for a gain of 5.
You know, I think you really got to appreciate the times that Davies does pass and get good yardage because it's something they don't do often. You know, the Davies have close to around about 2,700 yards so far this season, but 93% of those yards being rushing. So passing is definitely not their strong suit, but they do just enough, well enough, so that way they can throw off teams and get good gains like that with passing.
Yeah, very impressive. Throwing the ball 3 times, keeping Shanley on their toes. All right, they're trying to commit to that, the run defense there. Throwing the ball, get some second guessing to commit to that run. Because now it's 3 times where it could have been a completed pass. 1 for 3 passing, but you know what? Regardless, that's still a big gain there. Very impressive play call right there.
1 for 3 is pretty on the dot so far for about Davies' season completion rate. Right now they're sitting at about a 40% completion rate with Muse, which, you know, like I said, for high school, especially considering the reps, there's not a lot of passes that go on here. I mean, you only have 35 attempts through the whole season, so there's not like a absolute list like what Mattern has of 277 attempts.
14-0 to start the second quarter here. Davies with the football on Shanley's side. 2nd and 5. Handoff out the middle for Carter Wald. Breaking 1 tackle, taking a man on and driving his legs for a gain of 6, and they will give him the first down.
Yeah, again, this is exactly what we expect from Davies, to be cycling between their very deep roster of runners. They have a collection, so that way none of them get tired too fast.
First and 10 for the Eagles. Oh my gosh, there's dirty laundry, folks.
And yeah, and it looks like a false start on the Eagles there. A little jumpy. Can happen at some points, but again, have to minimize the amount of flags in the game, especially for this tight T formation. Going back in yards does hurt it a lot.
1st and 15 now for the Eagles. Not ideal, However, they've been running solid throughout this football game, so I'm not too worried being behind the sticks here in this situation. Handoff up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer, breaking free, one man to beat. Can't quite beat him. Still a gain of about 10 for Malachi Warmeyer, right up the middle.
Yeah, it seems like if you're on the opposing team against Davies, that safety is getting a lot of action back there.
2nd and 5, 4. Can't quite tell from here. It's kind of a tough read for the Eagles.
2nd and 4, not too far off.
Xavier Muse under center, tight T formation. Handoff up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer, and he is gone. Shanley has no idea where the football is going in that tight T offense, and now Malachi Warmeyer, emoting in the end zone, has 3 touchdowns already in this game, folks. That is his 24th touchdown of the season.
That is absolutely wild, the game that Malachi is having. He came to fight, especially after that last game against Cheyenne where he never got to see the end zone. He is going to take every bit of advantage in that. But that leads to Davies now for the kick for hopefully 21.
Colby Nelson for the extra point. It is up and good. 21-0. John, now how does Shanley shake off this tough start?
You know, most teams now when they get to this point usually have, I would say, a good amount of trick plays coming out, what we've seen from other teams that we've faced so far this year at home when it gets to be about this sort of point differential between the two. Usually some more trick plays come out that usually somehow get a little bit more aggressive. You know, Shanley, they made great progress on their last drive, just stalling out right at the end there. I think they're going to have to bring it all the way if they want to truly still be in this game and have momentum.
They've got all 11 guys within 4 yards of an offensive line.
Deacons, number 1, Zabel. Number 13, Hale. Picking up for the Eagles. Number 44, Colby Nelson.
Looks like
Colby Nelson now
prime time.
to kick this ball back to the Deacons.
So happy to be here.
Lots of screaming down there. Can't quite tell what they were yapping about. Whoa! Looks like Ajay was returning, and he is stuffed. Zaire Miller, number 34, there to meet him and greet him.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting kickoff. Very close to being a kickoff out of bounds there, but just enough to keep it in and force pretty bad field position for the Deacons to start off.
These have been great kicks from Colby Nelson. You know, if not into the end zone, it is in the corner and manages to stay in bounds. It is impressive from the sophomore kicker. Kind of looked like a frustrating return, though, from Ajay. Kind of frustrated, wanted to make a play, and just too risky. Mattern to throw, going deep. Looks like he's got a Davies corner running the route for him. That's interesting.
Well, that's one thing I definitely want to say about Mattern, where he really falls off as being a quarterback is he has a lot of interceptions, about 10 interceptions so far this year with only 11 touchdowns, almost close to matching.
2nd and 10 for the Deacons. Mattern back to pass. Ripping it down the middle. Oh my gosh, the ball went airborne, folks. That was interesting.
Yeah, it looks
Must
like
have hit the helmet of Busick there, and that ball went, I mean, it was like a Saturn V rocket going into the sky to the moon, folks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Busick is definitely, like I said, the most interesting player that they have on their offense. Not only is he a quarterback at times with 3 touchdown passes, but also has 6 of his own touchdowns.
Whoa, they're switching sides. Looks like Busick and Zabel swapped with the other 2 receivers. Rolling out to the left, throwing back to the right to Hallcraft. Kind of a creative play call, tight roping the sideline, getting the first down. No, he's just short. Looks like he is a yard short of the first down marker.
Now this is going to be an interesting one, Levi. Do you think that they're going to go for it? Would you go for it?
4th down here? I don't know. I think you're down 3 scores. It's definitely. Oh, there's something going on. Looks like the offensive tackle jumped. Not a flag that you want in this situation.
Yeah, that's going to make it to where basically you're definitely going to have to punt now, being so far back.
This is a stout defense that they are playing against, and I would not risk anything. Already 2 risky throws that should have been intercepted.
Well, I really have to hand it to Davies. They've been doing a great job at having their offense pull penalties. Deacons now with their 3rd penalty of the game.
Are they going for it? Mattern is option. Oh, it was Busick, and it was pitched to number 19? I have no idea what just happened there.
But
I cannot see the number from here, folks. Looks like it was a read option pitch.
About a yard short, though, so Davies taking the field.
See, just like we said, Busick, definitely interesting player. A quarterback, a running back, a receiver, and a defensive back.
He almost plays it all. He's kind of that jack-of-all-trades kind of guy, can do it all. If you're a coach, it's kind of nice because then you can kind of toss him in and just expect him to do something.
1st and 10. Jackson Sturm on the option, pitches it to Carter Wald, reels it in, tries to lower the shoulder, gets to the 20-yard line. That was very interesting. However, only a gain of 3, but still so.
Well, I mean, if you're Davies with their kind of offense, I mean, you're really only looking, like, ideally to get about 3 or 4 yards per play. You don't really need much more than that to be successful.
2nd and 7 for the Eagles. Muse under center, and off to Colin Williams to the right. Not a ton doing. Man, that is deceiving. Gain of 4 yards. That's what happens when the line of scrimmage is pushed so heavily against the Deacons. Davies playing very well.
And 2 as well, folks. It is actually Sturma under center again.
Oh, my gosh. They're really rotating the quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're really definitely going between Muse and Sturma.
They seen what Shanley was doing with Busick and Mattern, and they wanted to emulate them and go back to their original style from game 1. Sturma hands it off to Malachi Warmeyer. Oh, my gosh. I mean, how were they that confused? Warmeyer was skipping all the way into the end zone, John, untouched.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys could quite see that with the camera angle, but I mean, it looks like Warmeyer just was able to walk in there. Again, the misdirection that Davies is able to create is definitely something that needs to be studied.
That was impressive. I mean, there was no linebackers, there's no safeties there. Got past the line of scrimmage, and in Malachi, I think he could have crawled to the end zone right there. Kick is up and good for Davies. 28-0 now in the second quarter. This is kind of a surprise, John. I thought this game might be a little tighter to start here. It doesn't mean that it's not going to get tighter later on in the game, but Davies has all the momentum right now, John. And how in the world does Shanley figure this out?
I'm going to be honest, this was definitely quite a surprise. Shanley is definitely not one of those bottom of the roster teams. They're not at the bottom of the division. They're not the worst team to play. But for somehow they are quite struggling so far in this first half. Something that I haven't even seen from like the other teams, like even Williston, who we played, had at least something on the board by now. So it is definitely an interesting game so far, but we'll have to see again how they're going to be able to respond.
Colby Nelson. I almost said Justin Tucker there. It's so hard. I mix them up all the time. Colby Nelson kicking it to the corner. Once again, very impressive. That is Kai Zabel to return, breaking a tackle up the middle. Solid return to about the 29-yard line for Kai Zabel and Shanley. You need to get the ball to Kai Zabel on offense, though. He is their top weapon, leading the team in receiving yards and touchdowns. John, what do you do to get your stars the ball?
Well, when you have a guy like Zabel who has only 29 receptions and 7 touchdowns for 400 yards, you just need to give him more opportunities to get open. Again, this really comes down to how he runs his reps, but he just needs to get more distance between that DB.
Madden rolling out to the left, looking for a man, and he is sacked. That is Colton Tesh, number 1, with that corner blitz. What a play call by Eric Peterson, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles.
And that is actually Tesh's first sack and first tackle for loss so far this year.
Whoa, shout out to Colton Tesh. 2nd and a mile for the Deacons. Madden rolling out to the left, throwing it deep, has a man. Oh, just overthrown. We've seen that as a trend on both sides of the football, overthrows.
Yeah, too, as well. I know we've talked a lot about Zabel so far, but you also have to kind of look at a guy like Kraft, who is also kind of up there with how he runs his routes. You know, about 25 receptions for 2 touchdowns and 315 yards. He's another weapon that I think they got to take advantage of.
3rd and a couple roundabouts in the middle to that first down. Madden rolling out to the right. Has a man open over the middle, and he throws it to nobody. What's going on, John? I am so confused.
Yeah, that was, again, I know we were kind of far behind there on our camera. Didn't quite see that. Yeah, it was basically nobody around that ball. I mean, could be honestly called for intentional grounding, but
yeah, there was like nobody within 20 yards, not even a defender. I think it might have been a miscommunication, and it's a punt for Mattern. Rolling past the 50, past the 40. Kane Mathiasen return jumps. Is that a Super Mario jump right there by Kane Mathiasen? Davies will start at their 45-yard line. This drive could be the dagger already, John.
Yeah, it's just kind of tough to see for the Deacons. You know, you're not really gaining any ground. You had kind of that one drive where you were able to almost make it all the way down, but these last couple ones, they've struggled to even just convert the first down, and you can just tell that they're getting tired.
First and 10 for the Eagles. Under center is Muse. Looks to throw. Has a man. Ooh, tight coverage. Overthrown to Gunnar Majerus once again.
I was about to say, if you're seeing a theme, if Gunnar Majerus is out down the field, you better get to him because he's probably going to be targeted.
Was honestly probably a safe play right there because tight coverage. Actually, they kind of expected that. I think lately they have been committing to the pass a little bit too much because literally Warmeyer is walking into the end zone. I think they got to tighten back down and force Davies to win through the air. Handoff to Carter DeWald, spinning forward for a gain of 4.
Well, too, as well, they are still kind of looking at a couple of the times where they have let a Davies pass get going, and that's been kind of hard for them to swallow, as it's kind of hard to see if you want to bring all your guys or if you want to drop back a couple.
3rd down, big play for Shanley. Got to get off the field here. 3rd and 6, 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Plenty of time. Just need to establish some momentum. Xavier Muse takes a snap, handoff to Colin Williams, tripping up, gain of about a yard. 4th down and 5. John, what do you do here?
I think if you're Davies, you know, at this yardage and of how far you're up, I would say they might punt maybe, but if you want to go for it, probably would do like a trick pass. You know, they seem to have been working for Davies so far, getting some solid yardage, just a simple play action pass, get some yards, get the first down.
I'd say consider going for it. Obviously try to jump them off sides here. Looks like they are going to.
Not like you really need to go for it.
Yeah, I mean you don't really need to go for it, but looks like they are going to call timeout and think about this.
I would say that's definitely the safer bet. We will be back after this maximum performance timeout.
4th and 6 for the Eagles. Lined up to go for it? Yep, looks like they're going for it.
Again,
Hughes was blending in with the running backs there. Couldn't quite tell where he was. 4th and 6, though, nevertheless, tight T formation. Let's see what happens here. Muse takes a snap, hands it off to Malachi Warmeyer, and he is short. This is the break that Shanley needed. Here we go. Need to score a touchdown here.
again, kind of a, I wouldn't say the worst play, but an interesting play. You're already up by 4 scores. Going for it is definitely an interesting option, especially now that you're giving the Deacons really good field position, probably the best they've gotten so far all game. It just depends if they'll be able to make something with it.
6 minutes left in the second quarter. Shanley gets the ball to start the second half. Score a touchdown here. Hopefully stop the Eagles. Score a touchdown again before half, ideally. Mattern hands the ball off to Youngmark. Fumble. Looks like Deacon Lyman did fall on the ball, though. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Deacons. 3 receivers to the left.
Oh, yeah, if you're the Deacons, your heart's fluttering after that one. Turnovers is the last thing you want to have.
Trips left. Potentially a screenplay coming here. Mattern looking to throw to the short side of the field. That's 21, Jay Kraft. All the way, a yard short of the first down marker. That's going to be 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. If you're the Deacons, you're probably planning on doing a, honestly, they might do either a short run or they could go for a pass and hopefully maybe pick up.
Handoff up the middle for Youngmark. Breaks the plane all the way down, just short of the 20-yard line. A very impressive run by Youngmark. Liam Wicklow with the score-saving tackle.
And they are definitely doing that rush offense that they were doing in that first drive.
Jax Mattern at quarterback. Trips left. Screen to Youngmark. Getting it to their playmakers in space is always a smart thing to do. However, stopped a yard short. And looks like there's a couple people coming into the game for the Eagles. Bold move. Bold move rotating in during hurry up.
Quick
However,
substitution.
great job getting in time. Looks like Mattern's going to throw over the middle. Caught to Busick. Is it a first down, folks? We'll find out in the next episode.
It is. Yeah, move the chains. Jeez, that definitely did take a while. The Deacons want to go faster than the sticks are moving.
Mattern hands the ball off to Youngmark, and he is tackled at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing for the running back. Gain of about 1 yard. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter. The Deacons in the red zone.
Yeah, this is exactly the movement that the Deacons were looking to get with that fantastic field position they started out with.
Mattern to throw over the middle, and it's intercepted. What a decision. Oh, my gosh. Is that Malachi Warmeyer?
And Malachi Warmeyer just shunged him off. And
he just stiff-armed the quarterback all the way for the pick six, and he is jogging into the end zone. That is his 5th touchdown of the game. 4 touchdown runs and 1 pick six for the senior Malachi Warmeyer. He needs to get put on the oxygen tank afterwards because he's probably gassed, folks.
I'd say Malachi is definitely destined for some after high school football in his career, don't you think?
Yeah. Mattern throws an absolute bullet over the middle. Somehow Malachi is able to pick that off and stiff arm Mattern into the ground and bring it home for a touchdown. Kick is up and good for Davies.
Yeah, again, it's just exactly the kind of rep you want to see from Malachi, just putting in all his effort. And he's definitely showing that with 5 touchdowns so far this game. He has them all for the Eagles. We'll be back after this short break, brought to you by Maximum Performance and Fitness.
Davies completely looking back to form after the rough week last week for against Cheyenne. 3:52 left in the second quarter. The Deacons set to return once again. John Moser.
Yeah, after that absolutely crazy pick six from Malachi.
The boom for Colby Nelson. Looks like Zabel is going to return again. What in the world is going on? Broken tackle all the way up to the 22-yard line. I don't even know what's going on. I'm hearing a lot of yelling.
Yeah, some people think that that's a touchback because he caught it basically in the end zone there, but
the refs say otherwise, I suppose.
I think the refs just want to see what's going to happen as much as we do.
1st and 10 for the Deacons, trying to get some points on the board for before halftime.
Yeah, definitely rush offense is what I'm smelling here, folks.
They are in no man's land. Mattern handoff up the middle for Youngmark. Nothing doing. A host of Eagles pouncing on their prey.
Yeah, that's one thing I got to mention. We just don't give enough credit to the absolute fantastic defense, too, as well. We talk a lot about the offense of Malachi Worriemeyer, but we have to give a hand to some key defensive players.
Looks like there are some backups in the game for the Eagles already. And Youngmark is stripped. What is going on? What a play by the Eagles. Rylan Fisher getting in there and forcing the fumble. Now Davies has the ball once again, looking to score.
Yeah, and a recovery from looks like Wilmot Matadi there. Yeah,
35-0.
Exactly what I was going to say. The key defensive players for Davies, Wilmot, Colton, Riley, Colin. I mean, they're all fantastic players on defense. This has just been an absolute roller coaster of a game, Levi, let me tell you.
Yeah, I am not sure what's going on. Kind of confused. Tight T offense, 1st and 10, nevertheless. Jackson Sturma hands it off to Malachi Worriemeyer. Running tough. Stopped after a gain of about 3 yards after some serious contact right there.
I think this is the classic example of you're a little angry after the last game and with what happened at Cheyenne, losing just to a field goal, and they came with blood on the mind. They are going hard this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shanley is the game after the rough game for the Eagles, and they're getting completely beat down right now. Man in motion is Carter DeWald. Jackson Sturma hands it off to Worriemeyer. Gain of about 3. Honestly, you think if you score here, you don't even put Worriemeyer in the second half. You got to keep him healthy for the playoffs.
Well, guys, too, as well, something that I do want to point out, with this game of how it's been going, a couple other games that are going around here around the league is that we do have West Fargo Cheyenne at West Fargo Packers. We have Mandan at Bismarck, Century at Minot, and Legacy at Williston.
3rd and 5 for the Eagles. Handoff, Colin Williams breaking all the way past the first down marker. But I'd say, John, Mandan versus Bismarck is going to be the main game you want to keep an eye on. I'm very curious to see how that one turns out, along with Century maybe knocking off Minot.
Yeah, if you guys want to check those ones out, they will be located on the PSP network for free coverage, too, as well.
1st and 10 for the Eagles once again. All the way, 25-yard line, 1:35 left in the half. Patient running. Oh, my gosh, Malachi's gone. Folks, that's his 6th touchdown of the game, 5 rushing, and 1 pick
defensive.
6. Oh, my gosh, folks. Talk about stat padding here in this second quarter.
You also have to look at that. That is 6 touchdowns, not with a minute 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. This is still the second quarter.
Yeah. So after this extra point, it's going to be 42-0 for the Eagles in the first half, chasing records at this point. However, likely going to be taking out the starters in the second half is my prediction.
But something I do want to say, Levi, you know, we always do our pregame predictions on what we think that the score will be based on kind of analysis of stats in prior games. I predicted Davies 34, Deacons 14.
Wow. That's still pretty fair.
And what did you predict again, Levi?
I said 30-21, actually, there. Yeah, just a little bit off. Just a little bit off.
Definitely probably the game that has smashed our predictions so far. Usually what we see is, that's why I went with that. We've seen with most of the games that Davies does, it usually ends up to be about 34-14, kind of on average. But this has been an absolute blowout for Davies.
Very impressive game for the Eagles, especially after their 3-0 loss to number 1 Cheyenne. Colby Nelson to kick. You got to think his leg is getting a little bit tired at this point. All the way. Zabel. Ooh, muffs the return. Oh my gosh, Shanley is in shambles. Oh, he's got a little bit of space. Solid return for the Deacons. Unfortunately, solid returns aren't going to get you back in this football game. We need some big plays here for the Deacons.
Well, I think if you are the Deacons, you have a minute 17 left. As long as you aren't just handing the ball off to the defense, I feel like the Deacons are going to play pretty dang aggressive here with this last minute to go. Try to get at least a touchdown on the board.
Shanley does start the second half with the football. However, they have dug themselves one deep hole, folks. It's going to be a pass over the middle of the number 6 Hallcraft. Finding some space, getting out of bounds past the 50-yard line. Very smart playing by the captain.
You know, Levi, I think what's really hurting the Deacons is that they just weren't listening to the Oh For Heaven's Sakes podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to get in the mode, get in the zen. They just didn't do that. Ooh, pump fake over the middle of the Hallcraft once again. Torching this defense in the middle of the field. Hallcraft having a solid first half.
Yeah, I'd say where Deacons have found really true success has been kind of in the middle of the field there. Struggling on the edge a little bit.
1st and 10, 58 seconds left. Clock is ticking. Drop the snap. Comeback route not home, unfortunately.
Well,
Zabel not on the same page as Matter in there.
Yeah, Zabel looking like he was kind of running just a curl route there. Not really coming back.
52 seconds. Clock has stopped. 2 timeouts left for the Deacons. 2nd and 10. The 32-yard line. Time is not necessarily a concern at this point. Screen over to Youngmark on the left side. Good blocking. Got to get out of bounds. And he does. Gain of about 6. Going to be a manageable 3rd down here.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of what I expected with the Deacons. They're just really looking to do a bunch of shung passes here, get as many yards as you can, and hopefully get that touchdown. That way you have something on the board before half.
3rd and 4 for the Deacons. Handoff up the middle for Youngmark. Finding some space all the way down to the 12-yard line. Honestly, score might be slightly deceiving here. You know, the Shanley defense has been pretty horrendous. However, the offense hasn't been horrible. Hasn't been terrible.
Well, I feel like Davies just makes every defense look less than par.
Handoff up the middle for Youngmark. Not a lot doing. Gain of about a yard. Consider calling a timeout here, and they do. 25 seconds left in this first half. Now, a timeout presented by Maximum Performance and Fitness.
And of course, folks, if you want to look at a couple other games going around here, like I mentioned earlier, you have West Fargo Cheyenne at West Fargo Packers on WDIY+. You also have Mandan at Bismarck on the PSP network, and Century at Minot also streaming on the PSP network. And then finally, to round it off, Legacy at Williston, brought to you by Huddle.
John, what do you do here if you are Cheyenne? 2nd and 7.
I'd say you've had some luck with passing so far in this drive. I would say try to get a shot into the end zone there.
Mattern throwing it just through the hands of Busick. Had him open. If the ball touches your hands, you got to catch it.
Yeah, if the ball touches your hands as a receiver, it's kind of your job to be able to haul that in. That's just kind of a tough thing to swallow there, especially when you're so far down so far in this game.
3rd and 7 for the Deacons. Boy, oh boy, is this an important drive here. Mattern, oh my gosh. Dirty laundry is on the field once again, folks.
Definitely has been the cleanest game.
Whoa, not on Shanley, though. Encroachment for the Eagles.
That will be Davies' second penalty so far this game. Davies averaging about 4 penalties a game before this.
Well, right on par with their average. Very solid. Hand up at the middle for Youngmark. Not much doing again. Timeout called, 13 seconds left. Now you got to be careful. There's 0 timeouts. You're looking to throw every single time.
Yeah, kind of an interesting play call, honestly, on Shanley's behalf to be doing running plays with this little time left. Now you have no timeouts, and you're also in 4th down. The next one's going to be a pass, and this could be a pass that either makes it and breaks it for the Deacons. Could either result in a touchdown or going into the half of 0 points on the board.
Fourth and 2 for the Deacons. Stakes are high here on this drive. Mattern looking to throw. Has Busick open. It is dropped. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that is going to be a tough pill to swallow for the Deacons.
Great defense there by the Eagles. 10 seconds left. You got to imagine they are going to kneel this ball and bring it to halftime.
That's what I would do. I wouldn't try to risk any injuries. Just kneel it. Be professional. You're already up so many scores. Just bring it into halftime. As we know, halftime things can change. The Deacons can come back and get some scores on the board. And victory formation.
At halftime. All right, folks.
And this is going to lead us into the halftime show. Levi, there's not really too much to talk about other than the fact that the Deacons have struggled a lot against Sorry, I had to look at our cameras for a second.
All right. Yeah, Davies has dominated against Shanley here to start this game rather. John, did you see this coming at all?
I did not at all because, again, looking at the stats, Shanley is 3rd in the division. They are not at the bottom. So this is definitely something that has been interesting to see as they have been struggling more against Davies than even a team that's in AA that we went against earlier this year at home, Williston. So it's definitely been a game that I did not expect Davies to have such far of a lead and actually shut Shanley out of the first half.
Very impressive by Davies. Up a serious amount of scores. I don't think Shanley's going to be able to recover, but you know what? To give yourself the best chance, you have to score on your opening drive here in the second half because Shanley did kick to start this game, so they do have a chance to get on the board and establish something to start the second half.
Yeah, and for the Davies, too, in the second half, I'm going to expect probably some backups to be getting in at this point. So the Deacons will have an advantage with that, have a little bit less experienced players going against Varsity. So they'll probably have a little bit more advantage there. But then, too, as well, Davies is probably going to commit fully to the run now, just really drain that clock out. And that's kind of what I would expect to see in the second half there.
I mean, let's talk about our key player here. Malachi Warnmeyer, 6 touchdowns in this game, 5 rushing, 1 pick 6. Nothing surprising, obviously, because Malachi is our leading rusher. He's our leading scorer. He is everything to this team. If he gets injured, that is not good. So I honestly wouldn't put him in the second half.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in. I mean, after this, you're going into playoffs here, you'd need to have Malachi. I'm going to be honest, this team wouldn't function without him. Like you said, he leads most of our stat areas, defense and offensively. So just Davies cannot afford to lose him to some stupid injury like he cuts too hard.
Yeah, after you're being up by 6 scores, there's just no point to risk an injury there. And it's always good to get some younger players in the game on this level just to get some experience for next year. Obviously, this is the last game before the playoffs. Let's keep everybody fresh and get ready for some playoff football. However, still got a game to finish here. Got to finish this football game. Still possible for Shanley to come back. And, I think that just about wraps up this halftime chat.
Alrighty, folks, we will see you in the second halftime here at Davies. Alrighty, folks, and we are back for the second half.
Wait, is that me right there?
Looks like we got two Levi's here.
Whoa, I didn't realize my clone came here. No, we have a fathead of me because I'm a senior. They have seniors for all the fatheads, and behind that is what's? Oh, it's John. Oh, okay.
My bad.
All right, we'll lay that right here.
We're getting right off into kickoff here, folks, for the second half. Had to have a little fun.
Let's see if the Deacons can revive this game a little bit here with a touchdown to start the second half.
That is exactly what they'd be looking for.
Boom. Colby Nelson with the boot, and it is caught, returned by Ajeo. Going to the right side, breaking one tackle, getting free. He has a blocker in front of him all the way down to the 35-yard line, pushed out of bounds, a little late, but no flag.
I will say, going against other games, Davies usually lets up about one kick return touchdown almost per game, so good so far for the special teams to be able to stop any major kick return plays.
One thing I want to see more about from the Deacons is mix it up a little bit, get Busick back there at quarterback, and have some fun, and maybe throw on some trick plays, see if you can get back in this football game. Mattern back, rolling out to the left to throw, going deep to Busick, just overthrown. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 now for the Deacons.
Yeah, just for the Deacons, it's been definitely a struggle of a game for them, just really struggling to get anything moving. Had about 2 good drives of good forward progress, only to be halted almost right before the end zone on both of them.
2nd and 10 for the Deacons. Run up the middle. That is Mitchell, and he is stopped after no gain. Nothing doing there.
It's definitely not what you want to see when you're coming in already at such a far deficit.
Correction, that was Joey Yeager with the carry. 3rd and 10 for the Deacons. You got to get something going here. After a solid kick return, you got to build off of that. Trips left. Malachi Warmeyer threatening to blitz, and he does. Mattern to throw the out route, and it is caught by Busick. Nope, they actually do give him the first down. Great job finding the open receiver. Busick doing a good job hauling it in and getting to the first down marker.
That was definitely a good play on Busick. A nice side throw there. Gives them their first down of this second half. Hopefully they can continue seeing that progress and bring it all the way in. They definitely badly need a touchdown on the board.
1st and 10 for the Deacons. Once again, Mattern looking to throw, going deep, has a man. Ooh, good defense. Number 21 versus number 21 right there. Kraft and Keppa getting the win on that rep.
Yeah, no, we do have to hand it to Davies. They have not only a fantastic front line there on defense, but they also have great cornerbacks for fantastic pass protection.
Keep in mind, all of these cornerbacks are actually juniors.
Mm-hmm.
So they have plenty of time to develop, and they'll all be back next year. Busick over to the right, breaking 2 tackles. He's got some space. Busick heating up in the second half. Another first down for the Deacons.
Yeah, I know if you're Davies, you want to have 2 guys there help bring him down, but that would be definitely a good point to maybe have one of those guys stay back in case the first guy doesn't bring him down. But because that, Deacons have some forward play there, and they have a first down.
Looks like the Davies players are bringing out the coats, folks. Getting a little cold out there. Yeager for a gain of about 3 yards there.
Yeah, it is definitely a chilly one out here tonight. Levi looking at only about 30 degrees, getting very close to freezing there.
Whoa. 2nd and 8 for the Deacons. See what they do here. And they are going to throw to number 1, Zabel, and he dropped it. Very uncharacteristic from Kai Zabel. 3rd and 8 now for Shanley. Kane Mathiasen with the coverage there.
Not something I was expecting to see from Shanley at all. I mean, they're third in our division, Levi, and they have just been struggling to get any foothold so far in this game. Other teams that we face, like West Fargo, have had way better success against Davies, and they are below Shanley right now.
3rd and 7. Mattern rolling out to the left, throwing, and it's high and incomplete. Looks like Busick was the intended receiver, kind of thrown in between Busick and Zabel there on that 3rd down. Now, just like that, it's 4th down. They're staring at a daunting 4th and 8. Daunting, that's a big word right there, John.
No, I'm impressed. Your vocabulary is growing.
7:40 left in this in this quarter, and there is a flag. Oh no! Correction, it is a timeout. Heard the whistles, and I thought it was a flag, but
you know, we've been kind of used to it. 5 flags so far this game, but also a good bit of timeouts. Deacons using all 3 of theirs last drive.
Timeout for the Deacons. Gonna think about this 4th and 8. Fourth and eight for the Deacons. Mattern at quarterback looking to throw. Can't quite decide, and he looks like he's going to run. Not known for running all the way to the 30-yard line. Davies not staying home to stop the quarterback there on that QB run.
Yeah, I'm sorry you guys couldn't see that, our camera guy off in La La Land, but as you can see, that run gives another great forward progress for the Deacons.
Cameraman was hemming and hawing back there. 1st and 10. Mattern looking to throw on the left side, going deep. And it's intercepted. Out of bounds. Wow, the ref was really getting into that motion. It looks like he was hitting a baseball.
He really wanted to make sure that Liam Wicklow knew that he was out of bounds.
Yeah, you got to make sure. 2nd and 10 for the Deacons.
I think that ref wanted to be on the photo from Chad Malloy there, getting a little extra.
Yep, highlight reel. Oh my gosh, Mattern rocketed that ball out of bounds after he was being pressured by Gus Warmeyer.
Looks like he almost hit one of his own guys there on the sideline.
Maybe he wanted to play pass with somebody. I don't know. 3rd and 10 for the Deacons. This has been a long drive, John. It's taking now half of this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed so far on the length of the drive and how long that Shanley's been able to keep on this ball, but they need to convert this 3rd down if they want to stay in this drive.
They need to score quickly as well. Mattern throwing out to the left, coming back, and it is dropped by Hallcraft there. 4th and 10, starting to fall apart here in this drive late.
Yeah, if you're the Deacons, you're obviously probably going to go for it here. I mean, you really have to get something on the board, but you're probably going to be looking at doing at least a definitely far pass, and you got to be accurate on this one. You do not want to have an interception here.
Jax Mattern looking to throw, pump fakes, throwing, has a man, Hallcraft, and he reels it in. 1st down inside the 5.
Not only was that a fantastic catch there, the pass protection around Mattern was very good. A lot of time to be able to let that play develop.
Decisive throw by Jax Mattern, and now the Deacons are inside the 5. Handoff up the middle. Is he going to get in there?
No.
Not quite. Can't quite see who that had. Who had that ball there. Chad Pollock, it looks like. 2nd and 3.
Knocking on the door at the Maximum Performance and Fitness red zone.
Oh, Busick to keep it up the middle, and he stumbles short of the end zone as well. man, they like to take their time. This drive is draining the clock.
Especially since they're known for their rush.
Busick keeping it again, cutting up the middle into the end zone. Is he in? He is. Shanley finally responds after a 7.5-minute drive, getting on the board. That's a great way to start the second half.
Yeah, definitely a very long drive. Took a while to develop, but you can't deny the results, Levi. A successful touchdown finally for the Deacons, and they're hoping to make this 7.
What in the world? There's some confusion on people running onto the field. Deacons have somebody coming on late. Still have 20 seconds on the not the shot clock. I've been watching basketball lately. Oh my! The extra point is blocked. It's been a rough night for Shanley. You know, they finally get something for them, and now Davies blocks the extra point. 42-6 for Davies, and they get the ball.
Dangerous.
Shanley looking for the onside kick. Davies has many people home just in case. And oh my gosh, this camera angle is horrible, folks. Back it up, Tare. And looks like, oh my gosh, Davies recovers it, but that was dangerous.
That was actually pretty
Too
close.
hesitant by the Eagles there, letting it cross the 10-yard line like that before they get on the ball. If Shanley dives for it a little bit sooner, they might have a chance at that football.
Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, Davies got it here, hoping to respond to the Deacons' drive. Looking like, in terms of players for Davies, haven't gone to full backups yet. Looks like Malachi Worrymire is still in the game.
1st and 10, tight T formation. Muse hands the ball off to Worrymire. Not much doing. Is there a fumble? Looks like the ball's on the ground. Worrymire is back on the football. Sigh of relief, as that could have been potentially something for the Deacons to take advantage of.
That would have been a total shock, as Malachi Worrymire actually has so far this season ran clean, which is surprising considering the amount of attempts that he has. 0 fumbles so far this year.
Muse under center, tight T formation. Handoff up the middle for Colin Williams. Rolling out to the right there. Getting a gain of about 5.
Yeah, I think Malachi Worrymire is a classic example of what happens when you have a football coach as a dad. Obviously, Mr. Wayne Worrymire, the head coach for Davies, being the dad of Malachi. And it goes to show, same with Gus, too, as well, his brother. Both of them play football at an above expert level. They have just been taught and disciplined for a lot longer than most people.
Not to mention Jax Mattern, the son of Troy Mattern, the Deacon head coach. Man in motion's Colin Williams. Play action for Davies. Muse looking to throw, has a man. I am not sure why he didn't throw to Gunnar Majerus. He was wide open on that out route. Throws to Colin Williams. Throws just short. Definitely a questionable decision on the throw there, as Gunnar Majerus was wide open.
Well, you know, Muse definitely not one to get too fancy when it comes to pass. You know, only has a passer rating of about 40. You know, nothing too statistically fancy, but yet again, he doesn't really get too many chances to show it off.
4th and 4 for the Eagles. Option, Muse keeps it. He's going to keep all the way down to the 37-yard line, and that is a first down. Great way to recover for Xavier Muse, getting the first down after the rough pass the play before.
Clock continuing to tick down here. Only a minute left here in the third quarter. It has been an absolute ball of a game. Deacons getting their first set of points on the board this quarter.
Muse under center, tight T formation, 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle for Warmeyer, driving his legs after a gain of about 5. You got to think Warmeyer's coming out of this game here soon. As
Yeah.
he is just, he's got all 6 touchdowns for a reason. You know, he's clearly their best player.
Yeah, a little rocking up after that run. Looks like he will be taken out here. And is Davies even going to run a play? Is the real question.
No, they are not.
They are not.
Taking it to the fourth quarter.
Put your 4s up, folks, at home. We're going into fourth quarter territory. Eagles 42, Deacons 6. Let's end this game out right. As tradition says, AC/DC to warm up into that fourth quarter, and it is live here, folks.
2nd and 6 for the Eagles, looking to put this game away. Man in motion is Rylan Fisher. Good to see the junior in the game. Handoff up the middle for Carter Wald. Not a ton doing. Gain of about 2, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Draining this clock, though, John.
Yeah, the clock continues to tick down, and Levi, this has definitely been a doozy of a game. Like I said, not expected at all. I predicted about Eagles 34 with Deacons with about 14 and the game off, and they've definitely passed where I predicted.
Your prediction's not terribly far off, actually, at this point in the game. Looks like it is a keeper for Muse to the right side. Gets the edge, breaks a tackle, and gets to the first down marker and passes it. First down, Eagles. Great job by Xavier Muse to seal, or not seal the edge, but get the edge and get to the first down marker.
Yeah, Muse definitely, you got to get it to where he has it. He is a great running quarterback. Like I said earlier in the game, he has really solid stats to back up. He is very movable, rarely sacked. I think he's only gotten sacked at least 2 times so far this year, so he is very well protected and knows how to get away when he does get in trouble.
1st and 10, Muse hands it off to Carter to Wald up the middle. Just a gain of about 2 or 3 there for the Eagles.
Too, as well, something I haven't mentioned, I haven't really talked much about defensive leaders for the Deacons. Some of their leaders would be somebody like Sorsen, who has 59 tackles, 26 of those being solo, with 4 for loss and 2 fumbles recovered. Just something we haven't seen a lot from the Deacons, though. Their defense has definitely been very asleep against Davies' tight T, not being able to stop that forward progress.
2nd and 6 for the Eagles. Muse under center once again. Handoff to Ryland Fisher on the left side. Gain of very solid gain of about 6 yards just to the first down marker. And it looks like they are going to mark him a couple inches short of that marker. Looked like some of those Deacons players were a little bamboozled right there, John. Got kind of lucky, had one guy in the back end. Touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, another defensive player to kind of keep your eye on would be like number 28, Dunsaran, who also brings the heat. 53 tackles, 35 solo, 2 sacks, 5 for loss, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery. Also a menace on that Deacons defense.
Handoff up the middle. Pushing the pile, gets the first down, is Carter DeWald. Solid running right there to get that first down. Moving the chains all the way to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, if you're Davies this stage in the game, you're just on the maintain. You're just looking to continue to get 3 to 4 yard runs, just enough to where you'll be able to move the chains, but also continue ticking that clock down. Take your time on the snaps. There's no rush. Just end the game out and go into that playoffs nice and well rested.
We are on world record pace for second half. As this game is flying by here. Ryland Fisher in motion. Ooh, looks like Muse fakes the pitch. Keeper up the middle. Gain of about 4 yards. Haven't seen that play all year, I don't think. Kind of a interesting fake pitch. Quarterback does this little spin and runs up the hole. Fancy. Second and 5 for the Eagles, as there is, I believe, just under 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, 2 as well. Actually, I'll let Davies go first before I get started on that.
Handoff up to the right, and not a ton doing, as I can't tell who it was who had the carry, but I think it was Carter DeWald, gain about 2 yards. 3rd down and 3. Just kind of chunking this game away here. Small gains, but profitable gains.
You know, like I said earlier, for your folks, a couple other games to kind of check on to kind of get the full playoff picture for EDC is going to be obviously West Fargo Cheyenne versus the West Fargo Packers. It's going to be a big one to see if Cheyenne can stay number 1 in the division. Mandan versus Bismarck being another good one to watch, and Century versus Minot. Legacy at Williston, too, as well.
There was a man on the ground for Davies. Looks like that was Aiden Kisser, I believe.
What is that?
He's had some injury issues late in this season. Hopefully he is doing all right. Looks like potentially some sort of shoulder issue.
Yep, that is indeed Kisser.
I honestly would believe that they just keep him out of the game for the rest of the game. I mean, there's just no point. Banged up a little bit. There's just no point to risk any further injury. This late in the game, up by this much. I mean, the reality is Davies is going to win this football game. It's just a matter of, how quickly, because they are draining the clock right now. 7:30 left in this fourth quarter. 3rd and 3. Davies looking to put this game away here. Handoff up the middle's Carter DeWald, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown. Carter DeWald. This one, not Malachi Warmeyer with the touchdown. It's Carter DeWald getting his 3rd of the year. Very, very solid running in that drive by just the whole team in general.
That is the first non-Malachi Warmeyer touchdown of the game, folks. Goes to show you on how important he is to that Eagles offense.
Colby Nelson on for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. Very solid kicking for Colby Nelson. 100% on his extra points this game. 49-6, Eagles. Colby Nelson setting the ball on the tee, folks, for his next boot. Looks like we have Kai Zabel and Justin Ajeo to return. Let's see if they will. Colby Nelson with the boot. All the way to the end zone. It is a touchback. 1st and 10 to start on the 20-yard line for the Deacons. 6:40 left to play. Not a lot going on for the Deacons. Just this is for morale at this point, John.
Yeah, definitely a very tough game for the Deacons. I do finally have the scores, at least for a couple of these games. Century being demolished by Minot. Minot at 34, Century 7 in the fourth quarter.
1st and 10, Mattern rolling out to the right. Looks like he has him in. Busick reeled in after a gain of 6. Clock still ticking after he ran out of bounds backwards. 2nd and 4. Deacons in that hurry-up offense. Trips left. Maybe expect a screen here, as we've seen. And it is. Hallcraft out to the left side. Has some space all the way to, I can't tell, 35-yard line. Looks like Davies does have their backups in the game. Finally, playing it safe. I mean, you just can't risk injuries to those starters. Of course, you don't want injuries at all. Pass over to the right side, has a man, and it is reeled in. 21, Jake Kraft, all the way to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, the Deacons are definitely trying to get some movement, keep her moving here in this final bit.
1st and 10 on the 50-yard line is Shanley. Looking to throw once again. Looks like that is Kraft. Solid job reeling that one in. It was a little bit away from his frame. Gain of about 14 there. Hurry up offense once again at the 37-yard line is Shanley looking to throw. Tipped and incomplete. Clock stops temporarily here. 2nd and 10 for the Deacons. Having some success here this drive. Quick throw out to the right to Kraft, feeding him the ball this game, or this drive rather.
Well, you know, they've been kind of feeding all their receivers very evenly so far this game. Again, that's one thing they're definitely good at, is spreading out their total yardage between a lot of key players.
3rd and 5. Mattern looking to run here. He scrambles to the right, gets to the 1st down marker, all the way to the 24-yard line. Clock still is ticking, though, surprisingly.
Looks like the clock master wants to get out of here just as much as the next person.
Yep. Trips left, handoff up the middle. I believe that is Chad Pollock. Gain of about 2 for the Deacons.
Yeah, 2 as well, another key game. Mandan versus Bismarck. Mandan is beating Bismarck right now 29-26. So Mandan is currently winning, but by barely. And this play is in motion.
Hallcraft receives the ball all the way down inside the 10. Late hit, and that is a flag. That
will tie Davies up with the Deacons for flags on today. 3-3.
Not great there.
Just comes down to discipline.
Not a heads-up play right there. What is going on? Davies calling a timeout. Got to think it over, 3 minutes left of the game. Tight game. Maybe not. Shotgun formation for Shanley, threatening to score once again here. Mattern takes a snap, rolling out to the right, looking to throw. He does. To the corner of the end zone. Is it caught? It is. Touchdown. Shanley getting back on the board once again.
And, you know, other than the Eagles score, I will have to say my score prediction stays not that bad off.
Yeah. Jake Kraft with the touchdown. Fed him all game. There was a holding call, but it was declined on the defense. Looks like Shanley is looking to go for 2 to make John's score prediction look better. Wow, they're so nice.
Well, too, as well, you have to hand it to the Deacons. That was some great progress that they made in that drive, just really driving down the field and staying consistent. That's something that they wish they would have seen, though, earlier in the game, where they would have had a little bit closer of a chance of beating Davies.
Now for the 2-point conversion. Mattern in the game. Honestly, I thought they'd maybe put Busick back there. Fade, and it is reeled in. Great job on the fade route. I believe that is Kraft again. Oh my gosh, they are feeding that guy. That's impressive.
Yeah, it seems like Kraft finally found his footing there, and he definitely got fed the ball almost that entire drive.
Now, 49-14. Just 2:46 left in this football game. Clock is has been ticking in the second half.
Well, like I said, you know, they really just needed to prioritize their weapons. Kraft is one of their weapons that they just haven't been using. Like I said earlier in the game, he is kind of one of the 2 main receivers, I would say, like in terms of playmaking ability. And it shows. He was fed the ball there. He did what he needed to. They got down, and they were finally able to score and convert the 2 points. 2:46 left. Deacons 14, Eagles 49. If you're Davies, you're just looking to probably run this into oblivion and end off the game. Maybe get a first down and go victory formation.
Now Shanley once again looking to attempt an onside kick here. Davies has to be more careful on these onside kicks. Last time was too close for comfort, let's just say. Whoa, it's a pooch kick. And it is kneed by Colton Tesh.
Looks like Liam Wicklow giving him the blanket, laying over Colton Tesh after that one.
Got to protect that football. 1st and 10 now for Davies. Let's see what the backups can do.
Yep, this looks like the first drive of basically full backups, if I'm correct.
This is always the fun part, seeing what potentially the team of the future will look like for the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Yep, full backups, even backup quarterbacks.
Bennett Simmers at quarterback, the freshman. Very cool to see him. Man in motion. That is a handoff to the left side. Solid running, gain of about 5. Can't quite see who that was. Is that Marcus Jala? It is. The junior running back. 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Solid running. Definitely cool to see Bennett Simmers out here. I mean, this is the first time he has gotten varsity reps.
Mm-hmm. Varsity reps are always cool to see, especially on younger players. Get them a little bit of development. I know even freshmen is crazy.
Simmers under center, handoff up the middle. Is that Marcus Jala again, folks? It's so hard to see from this angle. First down, nevertheless, very good blocking up front by this just JV backup offensive line here. Not playing like JV players, though. Very solid.
And looks like we're going to continue to go. No victory formation for Davies.
Just trying to get some more reps in for the younger guys. Handoff up the middle for Jala again. Very good running. Wow. Marcus Jala showing some talent here. Haven't seen him a ton on these varsity games.
Well, you know, definitely this running back position has some giant shoes to fill. Obviously, Wormeyer is a senior, and he will be gone next year. And he has been leading Davies very much this year, so it'll definitely be interesting. Davies will basically be a new team next year.
2nd and 2, 30 seconds left in this football game. Handoff of the middle for Jala again, and he is gaining yards, folks. Oh, hold up. I just got tricked by the tight T formation.
No gain on the play.
No gain. I thought he had the ball. 3rd and 1, 15 seconds left. Clock is
Are they
ticking.
going to get one more play off before the end?
Simmers really wants to snap that football and get another rep in. Handoff up the middle, and he gets it, and that is going to do it for this football game. Davies coming out with a victory after a shaky loss to Cheyenne, 49-14 over Shanley.
That is definitely quite the game here, folks, and it was definitely a doozy. You know, the Deacons really struggled to establish themselves in the first half, and they did come back a little bit in the second half, but just a little bit too late, Levi, as they say. They just couldn't get established at all, and that ended up to them losing the game.
I'd say very honestly deceiving game when it comes to the offense from Shanley. I think they had some good things going for them, just struggled to finish drives as they kind of fizzled out in some drives, turned over the ball on a couple drives there. And just I think Shanley's defense just could not find a way to stop that tight T offense with Malachi Wormeyer.
Well, that's been hard for pretty much almost every team here in the EDC to be able to stop Malachi Wormeyer and the tight T. It's just very hard on defenses, a lot of misdirection. It's hard to tell.
It's even hard for us up here, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm squinting trying to figure out who's got the football.
But yeah, Malachi Wormeyer being the breadwinner is 6 touchdowns, 5 being on the ground, 1 being defense off that absolutely fantastic pick 6. So just an overall ball-out game for Malachi that brings him up to a very respectable end-in-season number of 27
26 touchdowns rushing, and now he has a touchdown on defense, which is definitely interesting. But great job for Malachi Wormeyer this season. Obviously, we're going to be seeing him playing some college ball eventually down the road. But you know what? Before college, we'll get the playoffs. Playoffs coming up here soon.
Yep, playoffs are going to be happening the way it's looking like in terms of what in division will be. West Fargo Cheyenne probably going to beat the Packers here tonight and be that number 1 seed. Fargo Davies shortly behind them with only 1 loss.
To Cheyenne.
By
Cheyenne. 3. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be tight at the top of the EDC rankings. Very excited to see how the playoffs, play out. I mean, Davies, back-to-back years where they make it to the semifinals, is going to be curious to see if they can get over that
big
bump.
thing is, again, just kind of even like with Davies basketball, they always get there, but they never finish. Hopefully they do finish all the way this year, carrying the trophy out on the field there, folks. That goes to show you it is an end of our regular season, and we will be seeing you hopefully next time in playoff football. See you guys next time. This has been a Davies Live Network production. I am John Moser.
And I am Levi Nordstrom, presented by Max Performance and Fitness.